China's central bank cutting key rates for the second time in 3 months.
Things are not going to plan with China's economy.
China's yuan is at a 16-year low, and the country appears to be experiencing deflation.
In the city of Zunyi, there's a road that speaks volumes about the state of the Chinese economy.
Do you know that China's export economy grew 954% between 1970 and 2010? Have you ever wondered how the country China, which was once isolated from the world, became a global economic superpower? What's causing this same economy to stumble now? Could it really collapse? Do you want to find out? In today's video, you will be getting the answers to all your questions as we are going to take a look at the fascinating economic journey of China, how the country managed to achieve what it has, and the challenges they are facing right now. If you are ready, let's get started. History of China's economy. China's economic story is one of the most intriguing and impressive tales of modern history. It all started in 1949. The Chinese Communist Party took charge and set up the People's Republic of China, and that's where the story begins. So, back then, the country was mostly focused on agriculture and was pretty poor. China had a planned economy, like the Soviet Union, for about 30 years. However, during this time, the economic growth was pretty limited. The economy was pretty stagnant and it wasn't really connected to the global market. But everything changed when reform and opening up started in 1978. Deng Xiaoping, who was the top leader back then, actually brought in a bunch of economic reforms. These reforms slowly started to open up the Chinese economy to the rest of the world. They set up these things called special economic zones, where they wanted to attract foreign investments. They also made some changes to state-owned companies. These changes actually marked the start of China's incredible economic transformation. China really stepped up its game over the next few decades and became the go-to place for manufacturing goods on a massive scale. They became the world's factory, turning out products for the global market like nobody's business. It was pretty impressive, to say the least. China became an economic powerhouse because of its rapid industrialization, massive infrastructure projects, and huge labor force. This led to double-digit economic growth, which was pretty impressive. The country took off and now it's the second largest economy in the world. The role of popular companies. Did you know that companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and Baidu are not just revolutionizing industries, but they're also making a big impact on China's economy? It's pretty impressive. Their innovations in e-commerce, fintech, and artificial intelligence have actually been pretty awesome. They've created a bunch of jobs and economic opportunities, which has been super helpful in lessening the impact of the crisis. These tech companies are really going all in on research and development. It's pretty amazing how they're pushing China's technological advancements forward. China's work in areas like 5G, AI, and quantum computing has really put them at the forefront of global technology. It's attracting a lot of foreign investments and giving their export potential a major boost. These companies have also played a part in China's shift from relying on exports to focusing more on its own consumers. The middle class in China is getting bigger thanks to higher incomes and more people moving to cities. This is actually helping the country rely less on exports and focus more on domestic consumption. These popular companies are actually taking part in huge infrastructure projects. They're doing this not only within China, but also through the Belt and Road Initiative, which aims to connect China with the rest of the world. It's pretty impressive. These projects help create jobs and boost economic growth, which is really important to China's economy. China economy crisis. Did you know that the second largest economy in the world is currently facing a lot of challenges? With a population of over 1.4 billion people, they are dealing with issues like slow growth, high youth unemployment, and a property market that's in a bit of a mess. China has been driving global growth for a long time, but recently, a lot of people have been getting worried about China's economic slowdown. International leaders and investors used to rely on China to help out when other countries were struggling, but now they're not so sure. You know what's interesting? For the first time in decades, the world's second economy is becoming the problem itself. The problem is that after a quick burst of activity earlier this year once COVID lockdowns were lifted, growth is now slowing down. Consumer prices are actually falling, and the real estate crisis seems to be getting worse. To top it off, the exports are in a slump. You know, the unemployment situation among young people has become really terrible. It's gotten so bad that the government has actually stopped publishing the data. Can you believe that? Guess what? There's more bad news. There's this big home builder and this well-known investment company that has been skipping out on payments to their investors lately. It's got people worried that the housing market is getting even worse and that there can be some serious risk to China's financial stability. Another big worry is the debt of local governments. It has gone up a lot because they're not making as much money from selling land, thanks to the property market being down. Plus, they're still dealing with the cost of the pandemic lockdowns. The financial strain that local areas are facing is not only a big problem for Chinese banks, but it's also making it harder for the government to boost growth and provide more public services. So far, Beijing has been rolling out a series of measures to give the economy a boost. They've done things like cutting interest rates and implementing other strategies to support the property market and consumer businesses. Also, China has some long-term challenges to deal with. For instance, there's a population crisis and strained relations with important trading partners like the United States and Europe. Did you know that the country's total fertility rate, which is the average number of babies a woman will have in her lifetime, hit a record low of 1.09 last year? This is a significant drop from 1.30 just 2 years ago. China's fertility rate is actually lower than Japan's now. Japan has been dealing with an aging population for quite some time. Basically, if there's a decrease in the number of people available to work and an increase in spending on healthcare and social programs, it could result in a bigger deficit and more debt for the government to deal with. A smaller workforce could also make people save less, which could lead to higher interest rates and less investment. Now, the big question is, what is the government doing? The government is taking some steps to deal with the problem of too much borrowing. They're implementing debt reduction measures to try and tackle the issue. They want to help struggling companies and stabilize the financial system by offering support and implementing debt-to-equity swaps. In the housing market, the government is making some changes to tackle speculation and make housing more affordable. Measures like property tax trials, increased rental housing, and regulating land supply are definitely steps in the right direction. The government has also relaxed the one-child policy to tackle demographic challenges. Now, families are allowed to have more children. They're also putting some money into healthcare and education to make life better for the older folks. China is really putting in the effort to address trade tensions and foster international cooperation on the global stage. Engaging in trade talks and fostering diplomatic relations is crucial for maintaining economic stability. China's transformation from a planned economy to a global economic powerhouse is truly impressive. It just goes to show how resilient and adaptable the country is. The government and popular companies are coming together to tackle China's economic challenges. Very soon, China will overcome these challenges and keep moving towards sustainable growth. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. And as always, feel free to leave your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.